In this video, I'm going to be explaining to you exactly how I made over £97,000 selling products on Amazon in just the last 90 days. Now, the best part is that I actually only had to work just 1 to 2 hours per day to achieve this, which kind of further strengthened my belief that Amazon FBA really is one of the best online business models out there right now. Now, I really hope that videos like this can show you at home what's possible with the Amazon FBA business model, because it is honestly limitless. And I want these videos to kind of motivate you to keep grinding out until you are successful with it, because it's not easy, but I promise you it is well worth it. Anyway, before we get into my Q1 results, if you are an Amazon seller or someone who is interested in Amazon FBA, make sure you check out the top link in the video description. It's a link to my website, and if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you're going to get access to my list of 100+ different retailers that I've sourced profitable products from to sell on Amazon. Also, make sure you're watching right until the end of this video, as after I've recapped my Q1 results, I'm going to discuss some of my amazing plans for the rest of 2025. So I guess first of all, let's talk a little bit about January. So in January, I managed to do £24,000 in profit, which is good, but it actually turned out to be my slowest month of the year, or slowest month of Q1. Now, back in probably like September, maybe even a little bit earlier than that, I was just really thinking hard about how I can possibly scale Amazon. So my main problems with the business is probably number one, just not having enough money to buy all the deals that I'm finding. It's something that kind of does solve itself over time. I mean, as you make more profit, obviously you then have more money to buy stock, and I do keep reinvesting all of that profit back into the business. So it's definitely not a bad position to be in, but it's a little bit frustrating when you see like an amazing deal and you're like, wow, I could literally make like £10,000 off that within a couple months, but you just don't have the money to buy the stock. It's a real pain. So I got smart and I thought, you know, what are my options here? If that's my main problem, how do I solve this? Either I think about more credit cards, more loans, that kind of line of things, and I did do a bit of that. I opened some 0% interest personal credit cards, so I got 3 of those, which gave me about another £30,000 to work with, which is awesome. Obviously, you got to pay those back eventually, but there's 0% interest for, I think it's like 18 or 19 months, so you know, year and a half or whatever. It's just basically free money, really, because you're not paying any interest on that loan of sorts, even though it's a credit card. So I can just max out that credit card all on stock, repay myself from the company, and it's sort of like free money to play with for a bit. So that's one thing I did to kind of help the business, and it's definitely given me a little bit of a boost. The main thing that I thought about is, okay, well, right now my average ROI is like 20–25%, which is good. Definitely, you know, well in line with most other sellers. But if I just increase that return on investment, it means that I actually will not have to put in as much money to make the same amount of profit. And that's when I was like, all right, well, I need to switch up how I'm kind of sourcing these products, how I'm analyzing these products, rather than just looking at everything based on what does the best volume, what does the most profit per unit, particularly profit per unit. That's something that I really focused on, you know, a year ago or whatever. You know, I'd see something that was arguably quite bad margin, but because it was like £200 profit per unit, I'd be like, oh yes, this is something I need to be buying. Yeah, I just kind of took that approach and just figured out that, you know, if I stop buying that stuff that's a little bit lower margin and instead just focus on absolutely just ROI over everything else, even if it doesn't sell the best, or maybe it's only like a couple quid profit per unit, it doesn't really matter. If I'm making 100% ROI, that means I'm doubling my money on every single sale. So I put in a £5 and I'm getting back a tenner. If I can do that, rather than putting in a £5 and getting back like £5.50 or £6, I'm gonna make so much more money a lot quicker, and you know, with a lot less investment, which was kind of the whole reason that I started doing it. So yeah, about Q4 last year, I decided I got to focus fully on ROI, and since then, it's really been evident in my sales. I've noticed that month on month, my ROI is creeping up slowly, going from like low 20% all the way, I think my year-to-date average is something like 34% or something like really nice like that. It just means that at the end of the day, I got to put less money into the business to get more profit out of it, which just means I make more money without having to worry about loans or anything like that. So yeah, it was really evident in my sales just for the whole of Q1, but January definitely had a really good ROI, and I spent most of that month just purchasing fast selling, high ROI inventory that was then going to sell later on in the year. But yeah, I've always found that, you know, if you're kind of scaling quick enough, really you want to be increasing your profit month on month. And everyone always says that Q4 is, you know, crazy good for sales, and it definitely is. But I've always found that Q1 the following year always seems to be better. And I think that just comes down to kind of improving over time and just buying better inventory. So February, this is where things really started heating up, and has kind of just blown my mind really for the past couple months, because, you know, 24 grand or whatever it was in January, that's great. Don't get me wrong, that's some pretty amazing profit for 1 month. But February blew that out of the park. We did £33,000 in gross profit. And that's not revenue, that's not sales, that is actual profit. Obviously, you'll know if you watch my other video on my actual net profit, you'll know it will be slightly under that once you account for returns, VA costs, stuff like that. But it's definitely above 25 grand in actual net profit, which again is nuts for a whole month. Thinking now that I could have been at uni trying to get like a regular 9 to 5 where entry salary is probably about 33 grand. I mean, I was doing software engineering, which tends to pay better than most jobs, but yeah, the fact that in one single month I could have made my like entire yearly salary had things gone a little bit differently a few years ago is mind-blowing. I'm very, very happy to be doing Amazon. And to be doing that as well when I'm literally just not really putting in a huge amount of work, because I've already outsourced it and I've got the systems in place that mean that I just have to purchase deals, just have to kind of keep an eye on things, make sure everything's kind of running well. And for the most part, everything else is mostly done for me. So I can spend all my free time making these lovely YouTube videos for you guys and, you know, messing about and going on holiday and just enjoying life, which is definitely not something I'd really be able to do if I was in my final year of uni doing exams and revising. Like I'd be stressed out. But yeah, to celebrate such a successful month, and also it was my birthday, so kind of had to do something. I actually headed out to Egypt, so I was fed up with the grey skies and the cold of England. I didn't get away at all in January, which is unlike me at this point, to be honest. And I headed out to Egypt. I was there for, I think I was there for 5 days, paid for the hotel with Amex points, paid for like all the kind of expenses of the holiday with just top cashback. So I literally just didn't kind of spend any money to go to this amazing place. And Egypt is amazing. I mean, you guys, if you've never been, I really do recommend it. It's a whole different culture. I've never been to like an Arabic country. Before that, I'd only really been in Europe. Obviously, Egypt's in Africa. And yeah, it's different for sure. The people, so nice. Honestly, they did kind of want your money a little bit, but it's to be expected, to be fair. Definitely, if you're interested in hearing more, go watch my vlog, because I did film like the whole thing. So yeah, it was an amazing trip, and we're staying at a beautiful Hilton hotel. You know, as usual, you know me, always staying at the Hiltons. But yeah, it's an amazing place. I mean, when it's like the winter in the UK, it's obviously horrible here. It's raining and it's cold. And I do often go on trips to like colder places, but being able to go from peak February weather in England where it's just raining and freezing and stepping off the plane in Egypt and it's just hot, like hot enough to walk around in like shorts and t-shirt, like it's beautiful. In February, I also met up with one of my mentorship students, a guy called Leighton. So we picked him up in a Rolls Royce, which is quite amazing, really. I'd never been in a Rolls Royce before then, and spent the whole day just driving around London, sipping champagne in a Rolls Royce, kind of just chatting about Amazon. We filmed a lot of it, so, you know, again, head back and watch my previous videos if you want to go take a look. But Leighton's done amazing. He started his job whilst just working at, I'm pretty sure he works at like Home Bargains or another supermarket, and he's managed to scale up alongside his 9 to 5, just putting a bit of his salary money into the stock and stuff like that. He's managed to scale up very, very quickly to making over 1.5k in profit every single month. But just, it's amazing being able to chat to a guy like Leighton, where he's just kind of, his whole life has just worked at like a supermarket doing like a regular 9 to 5 job, and he's now managed to scale to that point from a completely online business that, you know, 3 months prior to that he'd probably never even heard of. Is quite amazing. I mean, obviously my numbers are crazy, but like it's way more life-changing when someone goes from making absolutely nothing online to making 4 figures in profit. It's great. Definitely, if you are interested in my mentorship program, obviously as always, head down to the description and click the link at the top to go and book in a consultation call with me and get up to speed with kind of where you're at with your Amazon business, whether you're completely new to it or already kind of selling and just wanting to scale it up further. So in March also, I was feeling a holiday as usual, so I just really spontaneously booked a holiday to Romania. Was just kind of thinking, damn, I don't have any trips booked, and then just booked a next week holiday to Romania, which is amazing. I mean, the freedom with this business model is just astounding. As long as I've got an internet connection, a laptop, and my bank card, that's all I need, and I can just stack. It's great. I mean, if you hadn't noticed already, I'm actually parked at All Things Prep, currently stealing their electric charge from my car, and it's places like this that allow me to kind of just jet off and go to other places, because these guys are working all the time, dealing with all the physical side of the business, prepping all that stock for me, getting it sent into Amazon. And Romania was nuts. I mean, I don't really know what I expected when I booked the holiday. I don't know, I just kind of randomly booked it. But getting there, we rented a Porsche 911 Turbo S, which is like definitely one of my dream cars. And it was crazy, man. I mean, we got on a police chase like the first day that we got it, which is just a crazy sentence, really. And they chatted to us and they were gonna take my license, they were gonna fine me loads of money. And I was thinking like, no, this is like, it's to ruin the holiday. I've got the car for another 2 days, and that was not cheap. And I had a road trip planned the next day, had all this stuff planned, and I was only there for like 4 days or something, and they were threatening to take my license for a week, and I was thinking like, this is it, like they're just gonna take my license, I'm gonna have to go back to the UK and get a new one or something. So yeah, it was quite something. It all worked out fine. We called a car rental place, and I have no idea what this guy said to him in Romanian, but because the police didn't really speak English, but they let us go. Like no charges, no license, no fine. It was a miracle, honestly. But then yeah, went off and had this crazy road trip around Romania, saw loads of castles, again vlogged the whole thing, so go watch the YouTube video if you haven't seen it already. And again, obviously didn't pay for any of this stuff. It was all from top cashback and Amex points from all of my stock purchases. So you know, being able to just do all this stuff whilst also not paying for it is crazy. For at least like the first half of March, I didn't really do a lot of stock purchasing. I was just being a little bit lazy. But as soon as I got back from Romania, I checked my monthly spend, and I just hadn't spent very much money on new stock. And I know from, you know, times like November last year, if you don't spend money on stock, you're gonna see the hit in a month's time. So for the second half of March, I went crazy. I spent the most money I ever had in 1 month on stock. So I actually spent £204,000 on new stock in March, which is fucking insane to say. That is such a huge amount of money on just new stock. It went well. It is going well. I mean, we're halfway through April now, and sales are going very well. I think inventory wise, I'm at my all-time high for the most amount of stock, at least like cost value wise, that I've ever had at Amazon. So I'm fully expecting April and the following couple months to be very strong. And I've been trying to keep up that spend in April as well. Though there was definitely some really good stuff the second half of March. So I don't know how close I'll get to that 200 mark again. So yeah, that was my kind of quarter one in summary. Hopefully I wasn't rambling too much. But yeah, in general, I am super impressed with this quarter. Managed to smash quarter four out the park, and it's, you know, the slowest time of the year. So if this is the slowest time of the year, I can't even imagine what the rest of the year is going to be like. I'm super excited to see how it pans out. Now, in terms of my kind of plans for the following year, or the rest of 2025. Now, firstly, obviously talking about the main Amazon store, I want to make 500k in profit. You know, a cool $500,000 sounds pretty good to me. And honestly, I think it's doable. I mean, did 100 grand in quarter one. Let's say I did the same in quarter two, quarter three, that's 300. And then I've only got to do 200 in quarter four, which being that quarter four is crazy fast on sales, and this time around I'm not going to spend a whole month where I just don't buy anything. So hopefully I'm going to do really well this quarter four, fingers crossed. I think it's attainable. It's not going to be easy, that's for sure. It's going to be difficult, but you know, what's the point in having an easy target at the end of the day? You got to kind of have something to aim for. Now definitely guys, if you've got your own 2025 targets, head down to the comments and drop them below, because I'm curious what other people are kind of aiming for this year. I'm also having a big shake up with my Amazon FBA coaching business, so I've been paying a little bit more attention to that lately and kind of training people up and getting them up to my level. You know, I've recently made a whole video course that gives loads of tutorials for everyone signing up. I've also launched the Chaos partnership, which will allow all my mentorship students to have access to an amazing bot called Chaos. Now this bot automatically snipes price errors and big sales, which are like the main thing you're buying with arbitrage. It snipes these automatically, so it buys it for you. Now I've been using it for a few years now, consistently making 1 to 2k profit a month, and it's been closed to the public as well for like that whole time. So to be able to get my students access to it as well is awesome. And just all of this stuff really is just going to give a better experience for my mentorship students, get more people over the line to making like really good profit. I've also now got a couple of like the kind of top performing mentorship clients, people like Sam and a few other people that are doing like really good numbers and fully understand my secret sourcing techniques to like a really good level. I've got those guys helping out in the Discord server now. So all in all, it's just generally getting better and better for everyone involved. In terms of just like content on social media as well, I feel like there's a big gap in the market right now for kind of UK content. I feel like there's very few people doing really good Amazon YouTube content. There's such a domination of US sellers, which is great. You know, it's not necessarily a bad thing to watch those guys, but at the end of the day, it's a whole different market. Things are just different in the UK, and I know that for a fact because I've been trying to sell in the US myself, and I'm not really liking it too much because it's just different really. It's a whole different kind of ball game. But yeah, I just want to be making kind of the best content possible for you guys. So obviously, you know, loads of new videos are coming soon, all working on those. But if you guys got any video ideas, any topics you want me to talk about, drop them down in the comments and I'll see what I can do. As for like travel plans as well, I know you guys, if you've been keeping up with me for a while, I'm always kind of traveling about every month seemingly at the moment. I'm going Turkey in like a week and a bit, staying at this beautiful hotel in Bodrum, I think that's how you pronounce it. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm staying in this beautiful hotel that, again, all paid with Amex points. Next month as well, so in May, I am planning to head back to Thailand. So, you know, if you were watching me back in like end of last summer, you guys know that I absolutely love Thailand. I was out there for 3 months and it's got to be the best country I've ever been to, you know, still to this day. Even after traveling to a bunch more places, it's still my favorite. So can't wait to head back there. And I want to do loads more scuba diving as well. I want to do some more scuba diving qualifications because I've got my open water one. Scuba diving in Thailand is not just like one of the cheapest places in the world to do it, but it's beautiful. I mean, it's so like, there's got coral reefs, amazing fish, like it's paradise, honestly. But I'll definitely also be filming some YouTube videos out there, some vlogs and stuff like that as well. So make sure, if you haven't already, to smash that subscribe button to keep up to date with me. And go check out my Instagram as well if you want to kind of see what I'm up to day to day when I'm just doing kind of random stuff. I'm always posting on my story over there. So that was how I made over £97,000 selling products on Amazon in the last 90 days, and also some of my plans for the rest of 2025. Now, if this video has motivated you to kind of follow my footsteps and scale your own Amazon FBA business, click on the top link in the video description to find out more about my 6-month-long Amazon FBA coaching program, which is designed to help you source profitable products to sell on Amazon using the exact same strategies and sourcing methods that have helped me make over 97 grand in the last 90 days. Now, this program is really intensive nowadays. It consists of a video course, one-to-one calls with me, group training sessions, access to a private leads channel as well, where you're going to be receiving leads and suppliers directly from my own sourcing team and my own sourcing sheet. And honestly, it is the easiest money you will ever make. You know, if you've got at least £1,000 to put into stock and you're fine with doing a little bit of hard work and receiving a bunch of parcels and shipping them off to Amazon, then honestly, what are you waiting for? Finally, make sure you've liked and subscribed if you enjoyed this video, and if you can click up here if you'd like to watch a free course video where I'm going to be explaining the Amazon FBA business model in more detail, which has over 80 minutes of pure value.